All right, it looks like we're ready for day 2 workout for teen kids. All right, so let's start with our stretching and we'll start with a split. We're just gonna pretty much go right into it today. So get in your best split. So like if you're a righty, you might wanna do your right split. If you're a lefty, you might wanna do your left split. We're gonna go right into our split and we're gonna do elbows down, one on each side of your front leg. Okay, so sometimes we put our elbows to the inside of our leg, but we're gonna do one on each side for right now. Okay, and while you're in that position, you can rock or do whatever to make yourself feel like it's getting more comfortable. Why don't you go ahead and reach out both of your arms now straight. Try to get your hands to reach out past your foot. Good. Go ahead and sit up. Let's put our hands back by our back thigh a little bit. Good. All right, we're going to move both of our hands to the inside of our front leg because we're going to switch our hips to a straddle. So we'll switch to a straddle. We'll start with our hands in a triangle, and we're going to do elbow, elbow, hand, hand 3 times on both arms. Ready, go. Right elbow, right hand, left hand. Elbow, elbow, hand, hand. One more time, elbow, elbow, hand. Now we'll start with the left hand. Ready, go. Left elbow, left hand, right hand. Elbow, elbow, hand, hand. One more time, elbow, elbow, hand. Very good. Now we're going to put our left hand over top of our left leg as we switch our hips to a left split. Okay, so in our left split, we're going to just kind of get ourselves a little comfortable first, and then we're going to go ahead and lay one elbow on each side of our front leg. The whole time you're stretching that split, keep trying to remember back knee under, front knee up. Both feet are pointing. Reach both arms straight out past your front foot. Sit back up tall. So even if you're not in that full split, we're going to sit up tall and try to reach our hands back by our back thigh. Good, good, good. All right, hands back to the inside of our front leg because we're going to switch our hips to the straddle for one more straddle. This time in our straddle, we're going to do 5 push-ups. Okay, so you're going to try to bring your elbows into your side. So if you want to turn your hands just a little bit outward, you can. Okay, so we're going to go down, up 1, down, up 2, down, up 3, down, up 4, down, up 5. And we're going to turn right back into our good split one last time. So in our good split this time, we're going to try to arch back. So we're going to reach our hands back, and we're going to try to look back for our back foot. You can even try to bend up the back leg if you want to see if you kick yourself in the head or if it goes over to the side. You'll feel that your back knee is not under. All right, and we can go ahead and shake that out. Come on out of it. Okay, we're just going to do a sitting pike stretch today. So legs out in front. And we're going to try to keep our legs flat to the floor, but you don't have to lock them out yet. And try to drop our elbows down on the floor next to our legs. While your elbows are touching the floor, you want to hang your head down. You don't want to look up and around. You just want to let your head hang. Don't use any muscles in your neck. Just relax it down. Reach your arms out straight. The goal here is to try to get your thumbs to reach past your heels. While trying to keep your hands out that far away, you're going to try to flatten your knees as hard as you can to the floor and squeeze so that your heels come up off the floor. Even if your heels don't actually come off the floor, you're still squeezing like as if you're trying. Arms lead the way up. Trying to sit up super tall. Flex your feet. Repoint your feet. Hold it for another 10 with those arms up really tall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job, Hannah. Okay, now we're moving on to a shoulder stretch here. we're going to do this one just like sitting in our pike or sitting in our straddle. So we'll do 2 separate holds. Let's sit in the pike first. Okay, and she's just gonna try to, like, as if somebody's pulling back on her, try to make her arms go back as far as she can. Good, Hannah. Hannah, face the side because you look good doing that, and we want to show that off. So she's trying to open those arms back as far as she can go. Good. Let's relax out of that one. Now let's open our legs into a straddle. And we're gonna do the same thing with our shoulder flexibility, trying to have open armpits with elbows tight and hands in close. So trying to have those legs squeezed, heels up off the floor, all while you're trying to open up your armpits. If you have someone in your house that wants to help you with that, they can pull back on your arms, but the whole point is to keep those elbows straight while you're doing it. Okay, go ahead and relax out of that. Alright, let's go ahead into bridges. For our first bridge, let's just do a regular bridge and get into the swing of things. So let's just lay down, push up into our bridge. Okay, making our triangle, locking out our elbows, and then opening up our armpits so that they're on top of the heels of our hands. Good. Come on down and rock it out. Okay, this time whenever we do our bridge, you can keep rocking your backs out and rolling your wrists out as I explain it. We're going to push the straight legs whenever we're up there. I'm not sure if you have socks on, if your feet are going to slip or not, Hannah, but as you push the straight legs, you're trying to get your armpits to pass up the heels of your hands, and it's all about shoulder flexibility. So you don't want your feet to be super far away from you. Okay, so go ahead up into your bridge, make your triangle, and start rocking front to back. So you're pushing the straight legs on one side, and then releasing on the other so that your head comes towards the floor. Push the straight legs, and then head touches. Push the straight legs. Head touches. Let's do one more time. Push the straight legs and let's hold this one for 5, 4, push it, 3, push, 2, and 1. Come on down. Good. Rock that one out. Okay, keeping that in mind, how we lean our armpits past the heels of our hands. We're going to really lean as far as we can this time because we're going to try jumping our feet together and straight off the ground. So every time we lean our armpits open, our feet are going to clap together with straight legs. Okay, so we can do this about 3 to 5 times. I'll let Hannah probably do it 3 times because she's, old and retired here. But everybody, you can probably do it about 5 times. So once you're ready, go ahead and push up. Make sure your arms are in a good placement first. And then each time you do it, you jump and push those armpits open as your feet come up off the floor. Trying to get your legs to touch each other with locked out knees. The further you lean your armpits, the better it is. Good. Hannah, you went for 4. You go, girl. Good. Rock it out. Alright, so we'll give our backs a rest after bridges and we'll do some handstands before we do our back bends. Alright, so we'll do our 3 sets of 3 and our handstands again. Okay, so whenever you're ready, you get up in your lunge. We're looking for all of the things we look for every time we do our handstands. Turned out lunge. Arms where we can't see them in the lunge. Chins up. Palms out. Leg up in. Go ahead, Hannah. Ready, up. Hitting a triangle on the floor. And then as you come down out of it, you want leg up coming out of it also to your turned out lunge. Okay. Second one. Ready. Up. Leg up. Handstand. Leg up to your lunge. Ready. Up. Leg up. Handstand. Leg up, lunge. Go ahead and relax. Okay, as you roll out your wrists as you're listening. On our next 3, why don't we give a little bit of attention to leg up above horizontal going into and out of the handstand. Most people will remember to do it on the way in, but not everybody remembers to do it on the way out. So let's give a little bit of concentration to that on these next 3. Alright, whenever you're ready, in your lunge, nice and tall. Ready, up. Leg up, handstand, and then let's remember the leg up out of it, and back to the lunge. 2 more. Ready, up, leg up, in, and leg up, out. Last time. Ready, up, leg up. Good. Leg up, and finishing that lunge. Relax. Alright, we'll do 3 more handstands. Okay, once you're in that actual handstand shape, let's not forget that we're supposed to be in a triangle on the floor. Don't be afraid to lean onto your fingertips. If you're in a house where there's like objects like furniture and stuff on the other side of you, you might be afraid to lean onto your fingertips so you don't hit that stuff. So if you're going to be trying to lean onto your fingertips, you want to make sure you have room to come down out of it if you lean too far. Alright, so let's do our last 3. Ready, up, leg up in, handstand, leg up out, and lunge. 2 more, ready, up. Don't forget, every time you do these handstands, you're wanting to show off that lunge. It'll make a habit for you, a good habit. Last one, ready, up. Arms lead the way up, right to your turn to lunge, and relax. Good job, Hannah. Okay, so after our handstands, now we're going to go for our back bends. Okay, so what we're going to do in the middle of these back bends this time, every time you go down to your back bend, after your hands hit, you're going to try to press your legs just straight so that your armpits go past your hands before you stand up again. Okay, so everybody stand with your feet apart, arms up, butts tucked under, bellies in. Go ahead and reach back without looking. Once your hands hit, press the straight legs. So your armpits open, and then look at your hands and stand up. Belly in, good. Let's do that again. Arms reach back. Once they hit, press the straight legs. So you're really pressing those armpits open. Look at your hands, stand up. Okay, relax your arms for a second. We got one more back bend to do. If you're doing that and you're doing it pretty easy, every time your triangle hits, you're able to press all the way to straight legs with no problem. You need to be doing your last back bend with your feet and knees together, also catching and then pressing your legs to straight. Okay, but if not, just do it with your legs apart again. Okay, so arms up and ready. Nice and tall. Go ahead and reach back. Once you grab, press the straight legs, pushing those armpits really open, and then you look at your hands and stand up. Use those legs pressing forward and hollow at the top, and relax. Good. Now go ahead and rock out your backs, roll out your wrist. Okay. Alright, the next thing we're moving to is our seated pike hold. On our seated pike hold, we're all going to try to hold it for 10 seconds. If you can't hold it for the 10 seconds, you just keep pushing up and trying every single time until I count to 10, regardless if you can hold it or not. And then after that, we'll do our exercises to make this get better. Alright, so pike lift. Ready and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so you relax out of that. And now regardless if you actually were able to hold it for your 10 seconds or not, we're all going to do the drills together. Okay, so we're going to start off. Our hands are going to be flat on the floor next to our thighs. Okay, our arms are going to stay straight, and we're going to do our right leg lift 10 times. Ready, go. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to do our left leg. Ready, go. Lift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we'll do our butt lift for 10. So your heels can stay down. Ready, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay? And now if you do that and you did that pretty easy, but you're still not at the point of holding the 10-second hold, on your next round through on this video, you can maybe do all those leg lifts with your butt up. So as your butt is up in the air, you're going to do your right leg lifts, and while your butt's up, you're going to do your left leg lifts. And then even at the end, when we do the butt lift, you could lift one of the legs up as well. So you'd have your butt up, your right leg up, and maybe your left foot on the floor. So you're trying to do whatever it takes to get you to the point where you can hold that 10 seconds with everything off the floor. Okay, so moving on, we're going to now do, I'm sorry, Hannah, I just made you take your socks off. But for this one, these are going to be pike ups. And you're going to want either like socks on, or you're going to want like a towel on like a hardwood floor. If you have too mushy of like a mat, it's not going to work, and a carpet, it's not going to work. But like if you have a hardwood floor somewhere, you can put your toes on a towel, or just have socks on, and it'll work. Okay, so we'll plan on doing 10 of these. But even if we don't get all the way up, like if you get stuck a little bit, I'm just gonna keep counting to 10 anyway. Okay, so you start in a hollow body push-up position, and her goal is to bring her toes all the way in to her hands. Okay, so we lift up, and then back down to the push-up. Lift up, back down to the push-up.
It's actually a little harder.
Yeah, it's hard because you're on a mushy ground, but I'm gonna keep counting them out for the people. So you lift up, and then back down to the push-up. Lift up, back down to the push-up. Lift up, and you're trying to get those feet as close to your hands as you can. Back down to the push-up. Okay, we got 5 more yet. You lift up, back down to the push-up. Slide it up, back down to the push-up. Lift up, back down to the push-up. Trying to get those toes as close to your hands as you can. Lifting up, back down to the push-up. Lift up, and back down to the push-up. So if you're on a mat, kind of like the one we're using, which is courtesy of Lily George, thanks for letting us borrow your mat for the video, it's a little bit mushier, so like you might get kind of stuck in there. So doing this drill on the hardwood floor where we tested it out, it worked a little bit better. Okay, so doing that on a hard surface might be the way to go. Okay, if we're gonna move on to butt balance though. Okay, for the butt balance, we're just gonna, the goal is to never give up and touch the floor with your feet, or to give up and touch your legs with your hands. Okay, so we'll just go for it here. So whenever you're ready, Hannah, start the butt balance. So it's called a butt balance because she's doing a balance on her butt. Okay, so she's just in this position like this. Everybody just keep holding it until I tell you the next thing to do. In fact, Hannah, can you shimmy yourself to face that way? That way they can see the side view of some of the stuff here I'm going to make you do. Okay, so from in this position here, I want you to straighten one leg and keep the other one bent, and so your knee is touching your knee. Go ahead and bend that one, and I'll straighten the other one. And back down, both back. Go ahead, now put your arms up by your ears like a gymnast. Put your arms out in a T. Back to normal. Okay, we're going to do one out in. Out in meaning she's going to go out to a hollow body position and then right back up. Good. Now she's going to do one rock. So she'll just rock back like she's rocking out her back and back up, but without touching her legs, and try to find her balance spot again. Now she's going to pike and she's going to hold her ankles. Good. She's going to try to rock back and rock back up to that pike. And it's hard to find your balance point again, but you can do it. So it might take you a second swing to get up there. We're going to do that exact same thing in a straddle position. So get in a straddle. Arms can go, you can either put your arms in between your legs and hold it, or you can actually hold your ankles. Okay, go ahead back and rock back up. Try to find that balance point. Okay, now let go of your feet and just hold that straddle. Put your hands in between your legs. There we go. Now go back to the butt balance main position. Let's do a couple bicycles. Good, let's do 2 out ins this time. Out to her hollow and in. Out to her hollow and in. Good, we're getting there. Let's do arms up one more time. Arms out to a T one more time. Arms back to normal. Let's do 4 kicks. So right leg straight, switch to left leg straight, right leg straight, left leg straight, and we'll end with 3 out ins, and then she's done. Out, in, that's 1, out, in, 2, out. When she gets to in, she is done. Good. We should probably follow that up by stretching our stomach out. So why don't you lay on your stomach and just push your arms up to straight like in a seal position, just to stretch out your belly. Okay, you can even drop your head back for a little bit of extra stretch in the belly. Good. Lay back down. Okay, Hannah, why don't you go ahead and grab your chair and bring it in, because we're going to do some dips. Okay, so for this, everybody, you can use the edge of a couch or you could use the edge of a chair. If you don't have one of those things, it's okay. You could just do it on the floor, but it just won't be as deep of a dip that you can do if you're doing it on the floor. Okay, yep, so I think you can hold those bars, I would think. Okay, so she's going to do hopefully 2 sets of 10 here, but she's going to do 2 different versions of her legs. She's going to do the hard version first, which is her legs are going to be straight out in front of her. Okay, and she's just going to bend her arms and then back up to straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then on the next set we're gonna do with bent legs, and whenever your legs are bent, you can put a little bit more weight in your legs, so it makes it a little bit easier. So if you want to make it a little bit harder on yourself too, you can go lower on like in front of an object. Like, can you demo real quick with your hands on the edge of the seat, and then so her butt will actually go in front of the object, so that'll make it harder too. So good. 1, 2, 3, and as she keeps counting, 4. Will you keep counting those? Okay, so as you're doing those dips, the more, if you're having a hard time with them, put more weight in your feet. It'll be easier. If you want more of a workout and it's not that hard, take less weight on your feet and put more into your arms. Okay, so we should be done with our 10. Very good. Okay, our next thing we're going to do, she's going to stand on the floor, and we're going to do standing leg lifts. Okay, we're just going to do these to the front. So she's just going to stand with her feet together. She can put her hands either on her hips, down by the sides, out in a T, up by her ears. It doesn't matter. But they're going to be in the same position on both sides. Okay, she'll start with her right foot. She's just going to touch it to the floor in front of her. And we're going to just do 2 sets of 5. That way she gets to rest each leg in between. So her goal is to get to horizontal. Ready? Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Then the other leg, feet together, then other leg out, touching the floor. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. For our second set, you should really have a goal of having both knees locked out. So if you're trying to get that leg up to horizontal, usually people bend the bottom leg to try to get it higher. Try to keep both legs locked out there the whole time, even if it doesn't make horizontal. Okay, so right leg, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other leg, ready, go. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Okay, now let's go ahead and take your chair back out of your way, because the next thing we're going to do is cartwheels. Okay, so we're going to do 10 cartwheels total, but it's going to be 5 cartwheels that are lunge to lunge cartwheels, and then we're going to do 5 switch leg cartwheels. Both are helping for different things you need. Okay, so for our regular cartwheels first, so starting in her lunge, go for it whenever you're ready. Right over and right up. Good. So try to control and stick that landing. Right to that opposite leg turnout. Okay, so next cartwheel, ready and go. Good. Okay, so we're on 2. We've got 3 more regular cartwheels. Good. Lunge. Every time you do it, you want that nice, turned out, even lunge that's stable. Weight in both legs. On these cartwheels, we're not trying to do them slow. They're nice and smooth and quick. Good. Okay, the more you get to square your hips, the better. So you're really trying to do that half turn. Do you have one more? I think you have one more. I don't actually know. So we're either doing 5 or 6, everybody. All right, good. Okay, now for our switch leg cartwheels, all it is that if you start in a right lunge, you're going to also end in the right lunge. So the leg that you kick, the other one will then pass it up to come down. So you have to make sure you turn your hips a full half turn in the air to land square. This will definitely help with your round-offs later too. All right, so switch leg cartwheel. Ready and go. Good, so we need to switch our leg a little bit earlier in that cartwheel. Ready and switch leg cartwheel. Okay, so the sooner you do that switch, the better. Okay, going on to cartwheel number 3. Sometimes it helps too if the second hand grabbing the floor turns and faces the other hand. So that'll help you square out your hips for the ending. Our third cartwheel. Okay, we got 2 left to do. Right as you kick up, try to already get your belly to face the wall you're going towards. Already get your belly to turn. That was better, Hannah. Okay, one last switch leg cartwheel. Try to get that half turn done and out of the way. The sooner you get the switch, that's the sooner your legs would be able to come together whenever you apply it to a round off. Good, Hannah. Okay. Alright, so now that we're done with our cartwheels, why don't we roll out our wrist a little bit. Okay, because we're about to do walking on hands as I'm going to count a 10-second handstand. So I'll say ready, up, just like we do at practice. I'll count out 10 seconds, and your job is to try to stay in your handstand by taking little corrective steps the entire 10 seconds long. If you come down, that's okay. Just kick right back up and keep trying. All right, ready? Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back down to your lunge. And relax. Okay, now if you're anything like Hannah just tried to hold her handstands. And now not everybody's going to be able to hold a 10-second handstand. So instead, when you feel yourself start to lean too far forward, walk your hands a little bit to try to correct it. And if you feel yourself starting to come down before you want yourself to, fix your hands and walk them to try to correct it. So we're trying to move our hands in these handstands. So one last time on that same thing. Ready in that lunge. Up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And finish. And relax. There was one on that one where you were trying to correct, and that one was a good one. Okay. The last thing we got to do before we get to our endurance for the day is tick holds. Okay, so this is not a TikTok. Okay, we're going to go over and tick, and then we're going to hold that bridge with our leg up position. I'm not sure if your foot will slide again or not. I guess you'll find out. So whenever you're doing it, you're really trying to reverse plange your shoulders. That means open up your armpits so the armpits are on the heels of your hands, so your foot can get nice and close to your hands, so you can control the leg up bridge position. So we're doing 5 of them to a hold. So everybody in your lunge ready? Go ahead and tick. 2, hold, 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 come down. Okay, so don't worry about kicking back over. I would just like you to come down so you're not anxious to try to connect it yet. I want you to worry more about the correct plunging of the shoulders. So you're trying to have your armpits as open as you can. Ready, tick, and hold. Hold, hold, come down. Good, so your goal is to have those armpits totally open with your legs straight up at the ceiling. But I'd rather have that leg straight than being straight up. So if it can't get all the way up to the ceiling, at least have it locked out wherever it gets to. Ready, tick. Good. And come down. I think we've got 2 more? 1 more?
I think 1.
1 more?
I honestly don't know.
Well, it's your lucky day. We're only going to do 1 more. Alright, so ready. And tick. Armpits stay open for 1, 2, 3, and come down. Good job, Hannah. Those ticks were pretty good. Alright. You can rock out your back, roll out your wrist as I explain our endurance. Okay, the endurance is going to be, you're going to do the following thing 5 times through. So it'll be front walk over, rebound with your arms by your ear 10 times. Back walk over, rebound with your arms by your ear 10 times. You will do that 5 times through. You're going to try to stay as close to 90 seconds as you possibly can by keeping it moving, but regardless, it's going to be 5 times through. It should be, if you keep it moving, around 1:30 by the end of it. Okay, I'm going to find my stopwatch just so I could check check our time range here. Hannah, it's okay if you are not at a minute 30. Do your best. Okay, you retired woman, you. Alright, so just to repeat again, it's a front walk over, 10 rebounds, back walk over, 10 rebounds. So that sequence will happen 5 times. So each walk over you'll be doing a total of 5 times. Alright, so whenever you're ready, Hannah, I will start your clock. Alright, go. Alright, so you notice as Hannah's doing it, she's just going back and forth, so right where she lands, that's where she does her 10 rebounds. Every time you do this, it's going to get harder and harder as you go because you're getting more and more tired as you go. And the goal is to keep as good of technique and as good as form on your 5th cycle through as you did on your 1st cycle through. So if you were able to do that 1st cycle with like perfectly tight legs and in controlled landings, you want to be doing the same way by the 5th time through. And you'll feel yourself wanting to get lazier, sloppier, pull your chin in, arms get wider, your heels start to touch on your rebounds, but you gotta try to fight to prevent that from happening. You're doing good, Hannah. You already got 3 cycles through, I believe. Just 2 more cycles. For people at home right now, you're at about a minute 10. Oh, I think you might make it, Hannah. 10 seconds left to get to the minute 30. But even if you got 3 more cycles to do, that's okay. Just keep going with it. So that's a minute 30 has passed. That was good, Hannah. You got a whole 4 sets done in minute 30. Keep going, keep going. You're going to keep going, Hannah. You're going to keep going because she's going to finish out her set. So she's got a back walkover left to do and 10 more rebounds. Oh, and she kicks the poor air conditioner. Good job! Even with me stopping you, were done under a minute 50. Okay, good job, everybody. So again, I would love, love, love if you were able to do that. Take a little breather and then redo the whole thing again. How long was this video, Scott?